Alright, let's talk pricing structure. A lot of questions everybody asks is, what should I charge for this? How should I price my product? And this is the method that I've been using recently. It seems to work real good for me that I thought I would share with everyone. And it will work whether you're doing leather work or you're doing traditional art and painting or crocheting, woodwork, and it's something I wish I would have come up with or somebody would have told me years ago. So enough of that chit chat. Thanks for clicking in on this video, and let's get to the reason why you clicked onto this video. So what are some different ways that you can price the product that you make? The most simple way is what I'm going to call the question mark way, which is where you just throw a random price on something and hope for the best. Then you got the little bit more complex method where you take your materials plus your labor equals your price. That works good, but you're not counting in for profit for growth of your side business or full-time business, and you're not counting in your overhead and things like that. If you do materials plus labor plus profit equals your price, that's a little better, because now you're putting in some money for coming up with new tools and things like that, but you're still just hoping for the best that you're going to come out in the green at the end of the year when it comes to overhead and operating procedures and everything else that you got on top of it. So what I've been doing is coming up with a method for a couple years now and slowly working. I think I found something that I'm going to stick with, and that is you need to figure out your overhead first thing, then the amount you want to make, and then the amount of profit you want to make on top of everything for growth of your business. So we're going to, for simple math, we're going to say we want to make $15 an hour. Alright, we need to figure out what we need to charge on top of that $15 an hour to count in our overhead. So I'm talking about overhead, like I got a website, and my website is $40 a month. Let me pull out a calculator here. $40 times 12 months. So that's $480 a year operating cost I have in website fees. Then I use an app called Adobe Illustrator to do a lot of my pattern work on. That's $10 a month. So that equals $120 a year. And then I also have insurance for whenever I'm setting up at craft fairs and stuff to cover in case my tent blows over and hits somebody else's tent. And some craft shows you go to actually require you to have limited liability insurance. So my insurance, don't make fun of me if my spelling's off, mine is about $700 a year for the policy I have. You can get them a lot cheaper, but I do sporting goods equipment, so a lot of the crafter trade insurance companies will not cover me because I do sporting goods equipment, so I had to go with an actual insurance company. And let's see, what else do I have that I have to take care of every year? Oh, tax man, to file my taxes, he charges me an extra $100 every year to file my business part of my taxes. Alright, now we're going to do craft shows. So average show for me is around $50 a day, and I do about 10 shows a year. Some of them are 2-day shows, so it's a total of 15 days I'm at festivals that I got to pay that fee for. So we'll do 50 times 15. That's $750 a year that I'm paying in show fees to set up at shows. Alright, and when you're at a show, you're sitting there, you're not getting paid unless you incorporate it into your labor fee. So we'll just say we want to make, for our labor, we want to make $15 an hour. Alright, so your typical show might be about 6 to 8 hours, but you got set up and you got breakdown, storing stuff, so you're typically looking at right around 10 to 12 hours a day for each day of a show or a festival that you're going to. So we're going to say show times. We're just going to say 10 hours a day times that 15 days equals 150 hours that I'm spending over the course of the year working at shows. Now we're going to times that by what we want to make, which is $15. And that's going to equal 150 times 15. So that's going to equal $2,250. So we need to incorporate this into our total hourly rate. In order to do that, we need to plan how many hours each year we plan on spending and making actual tangible product to sell. So if you do 10 hours a week, you can break that up into 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, or just a long Saturday each week. So there's 52 weeks in a year. But you're not going to work all 52 weeks of the year on your side business. You're going to take some weeks off. So we're going to say we're going to work at least, we're going to put 10 hours in minimal 45 weeks out of the year. So that's 450 hours. So we need to take all of this added up. So that's a total overhead of $4,400 a year. Now we're going to divide that by the 450 hours that we plan on spending in the year's time making tangible product. So we need to figure this out. So we're going to do 4,400 divided by 450 hours. So that means we need to be charging $9.77 an hour on top of what we actually want to be making. So we'll add in our $15 an hour. So that means our labor rate is going to be $24.75. We'll just round it up to even 25 to make things simple. Alright, so now we're going to make, say, a simple wallet. Simple wallet's going to take us an hour to make. So we got $25 for the 1 hour of work that goes into that wallet. Then our materials, we'll put hours there. Then our materials, we'll say materials is $15. Alright, now, so that means that wallet that took us an hour to make, we need to be charging $40 for it. But we're not including profit still yet to be able to buy better tools, better equipment, and things like that. So we're going to do a 20% profit. So on this wallet it took us an hour to make, we're going to do our $25 for the 1 hour plus the $15 in materials. Then we're going to add 20% for profit. So that means a wallet that takes us 1 hour to make, we need to be charging $48 for that. Now the less overhead you have, the lower that rate is going to be that you need to add into your labor rate. Sorry, my dog just brought me a chew toy. I'm trying to shoot a video, Hank. So you can scale this up, scale this down, however you need to, depending on what overhead you have. And there's my dog again. I know, buddy. I know. You got your toy you want to show me. I know. I love you too. Alright. But anyhow, I hope this helps everybody out. So you can scale this up, scale this down, however you need to. Use this method to figure out whether it's going to be worth you trying to sell what you make and make it into a side business. If you got any other comments, suggestions, how I should change this, whether you like this, put a comment down there in the bottom of the video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and have a wonderful day.